Are you thinking about selling your house and would like to call one of the cash home buyers that you've seen, whether it's searching online or maybe signs on the street or radio ads, TV ads, but wondering if it's a real company or if it's a scam or uh, what the deal is with them? My name is Ben Sochek, and I'm the founder of 7 Days Cash by Home Downsizing Solutions. And after 25 plus years of being a real cash home buyer, I can give you a few tips on how to determine the real companies from the imitation or the fake companies and companies that you may want to avoid. I was recently worked with a seller that had contacted me a couple weeks ago and met with them and had a good conversation about the value of the house and what I could do, my company could do for them and offer them. And the next day he mentioned that he had another company that provided a better offer or a higher offer, I should say, and because there are various parts of an offer, not just the price, but had offered him a better price for the house. And I told him that my offer was the best that I could do, and that if he was working with a real home buying company, then I understood why he would go with a higher offer. I probably would too. And a few days later, though, I got an email from him that said basically that what he thought was going to be a good, better offer ended up not being. And so he wanted to move forward with my company to get his house sold so that he could get to where he wanted and needed to get to sooner than later. And so and it's something that I think a lot of people run into is if you search online for a cash home buying company, you will get a lot of potential companies that pop up, and it's hard to know which ones are real and which ones are not, because one of the terms I guess in the industry these days are wholesalers, and wholesalers are individuals or companies that the websites will tell you that they buy houses. They will tell you on the phone that they buy houses. Even sometimes the people that they send to the house to do inspections will tell you that they buy houses. But their mode of operation typically is if they get a contract, since in the end they're not risking anything financially, they will typically give offers, prices on to buy the house for more than what a real home buyer will, because they know they're not risking anything. And what they typically do is ask for a 21 to 30 day closing period. And so a part of that too is they'll say, before we close, we'd like our contractors to come in and take a look at the house to give us bids so that we can start working as soon as we close. And those quote unquote contractors are actually their potential buyers, because once they get a contract on a house, they typically have no intent on closing on that contract. They want to find another person that can actually close, and so they just flip that contract to them. They don't do anything else. And so it's difficult to discern sometimes of what these companies are, or that you're dealing with one of these companies. The bottom line is if they don't perform, that can leave you, the seller, in a bad position. And so a couple ways that you can identify is that when you're talking to them, one, be very careful of the paperwork. And because it will have verbiage, or should have verbiage in, that they have the right to buy, not the obligation to buy it. And they will state sometimes that they have the right to market the property in the next 30 days or while it's under contract. Some of these companies, even after, if a seller realizes they're dealing with someone that's not a real cash home buyer, will even threaten the home buyer that they signed a contract, and if they don't allow the company to do what's in that contract, that the company, the wholesaler, will sue the homeowner. And so it's you need to be very careful about who you're dealing with. But you can also contact the closing company that they say that they will utilize. And it should be a local company that is very knowledgeable about the local real estate market, so that you can call them and say, hey, is so-and-so company, do you deal with them? Do they actually buy houses, or do they just find somebody else to buy the contract from them? Sometimes you can ask for a proof of funds letter. However, it's very easy for these companies or anybody to go out to a private lender or somebody else and get a proof of funds letter that says they have the funds available. That used to be a good way to check to see if they're a real company. Not so much anymore. And certainly, check the Better Business Bureau, check their Google reviews. I always give out a stack of testimonials from people that I've worked with for the past 25 plus years, so that a person can see that I'm a real company. I do what we say we can do, and so we can provide the service that we say we can provide. So if you have any questions on how to discern a real cash home buyer from a wholesaler or fake company, certainly give us a call at 402-291-5005, or just go to 7dayscash.com. That's the number 7, DAYSCASH.com. And we'd be happy to discuss what we can do for you and how to provide the right solution for you if you want to sell your house. Thank you very much.